How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Many teams with just 10 games left in the 2021 NBA regular season, it's pretty evident and crystal clear Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets on his way to winning his first ever MVP award, becoming the first second rounder to ever do so. Not because he's putting up crazy astronomical numbers or that Denver's the best team in the NBA, but because all the other superstar candidates have been hurt and missed way too many games. In a shortened season with 72 games also wouldn't help their case, which is why the MVP discussion kind of died down in April, since it's pretty clear. With that said, let's take a look at 2021 Jokic and where he ranks amongst the last 10 MVP winners. Starting with last season, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who was a force to be reckoned with, a better record in 2020 than 21, Milwaukee best offensive team in the league, 53-12 overall, Denver at 41-21 will realistically get the 4th seed. Nuggets this season, despite Murray being out the last month and a half, finished nowhere close to Milwaukee. Giannis's insane numbers, almost 30 points, 14 boards, 6 assists, 55% shooting, plus being above 10 games better than current Jokic now. Both Joker and Giannis efficiency is unreal, but this version of Jokic's Nuggets will not receive any first place votes last season. LeBron deservingly finished second, putting up a casual 26-8-10, 50% shooting. Yes, Jokic this season very similar numbers and even more efficient in some ways, but James's Lakers 49-14 overall, a lot better than Jokic's Nuggets, a better record than the current Utah Jazz even by more than 3 games. That's how impressive James and AD were, while third place James Harden averaged over 34, 6 and 7, a monster season as well, but Houston wasn't too impressive during the up and down year. First half it was Capella, team finished 40-24 overall, March 10th before the shutdown. Denver a better record now. Harden started red hot but cooled off, while it was Westbrook who took over for the Rockets the second half of the season, also had a stretch of 4 straight losses. Houston was actually the 6th seed but finished 4th after the restart. Jokic more deserving case, the Serbian would be 3rd place if this was 2020, while 2019 Giannis once again the MVP, best regular season team, 60 wins because the Bucks didn't have to deal with adversity. Consistently good, Greek Freaks over 27 points, 12.5 boards, 6 over a steal and a block, 58% shooting, proved worthy of the award. Milwaukee 4-6 without him. By March 1st, the team was already 48-14 after a 7-game win streak. That's 7 games better than Jokic's current Nuggets now, a similar record to the 2020 Lakers. In over 3 games against the current Utah Jazz, while Harden, one of the most impressive single seasons all time to not name the MVP, was closer to 2nd place than LeBron in 2020, highest scoring season since MJ, no CP3 for 1/3 of the season, 28 40-point games, even averaged over 40 for a full calendar month, 9 50-point games. The big knock on him, Houston started 11-14 overall. Since the season started mid-October and those early games counted, hard to look past that. Even with Paul's injuries, Harden's Rockets finished 53 wins, although Houston finished 42-15 the rest of the way, and the Bucks 43-14. If it was December to April, the MVP would have absolutely went to Harden. The real debate was whether Jokic even finished ahead of 3rd place Paul George, who balled out, averaged 28, 8 and 4 over 2 steals. Up until the 60-game mark, he was still in the race, but after a minor injury, OKC had a setback, finished 49-33, the 6th seed, no first place votes. 2021 Jokic would be ahead of 2019 PG. Based on Murray's injuries, more efficient season, Denver would be on pace for a 55-win season in 82 games. 2018, Jokic not finishing ahead of James Harden, best regular season team in the better conference, no debate, 65 wins, well deserved, over 30 points, 5.5 boards, 9 assists, despite missing 10 games, still good enough to win 86% first place votes, while LeBron's 50-win Cavs finished 4th in the East, the lowest seed he finished since the 2008 season. Jokic's Nuggets about to finish 4th, estimated for a 55-win season-ish. Although LeBron a monster overall and the better player, Jokic's Nuggets didn't have much drama, just some early struggles. The Cavs drew 61 games that year, 36-25 overall. That's 5 full games behind the current Nuggets. There were many games Cleveland came out with no energy, blown out from the start because of the better standings. I would give 2021 Jokic a slight nod in the MVP race. He would finish number 2 behind Harden in my book. 2017, a very difficult year to to evaluate because Russ won the MVP, becoming the first player in over 50 years to average a triple-double for an entire season. Westbrook a rare MVP winner given his situation. James Harden's team won 55 games, put up monster numbers as well, 2 rebounds shy of averaging a triple-double. Jokic essentially 2 assists shy from averaging 1 this season. It was all about the iconic stat everybody became so obsessed with. Now consider an afterthought stat given how the game is played today. Yes, Jokic better advanced numbers, all that, but Kawhi Leonard's Spurs won 61 games. Before the season started, the Nuggets were supposed to be a top seed, while OKC in 2017 wasn't even supposed to make the playoffs, and Houston 55 wins exceeded all expectations. It would have been a 3-man race for sure, but Jokic likely would have finished 3rd, given great stats alongside Harden and Russ. One of these guys actually accomplished the historic feat. With all the noise and how impressive it was on paper, I do believe 2017 Harden also gets the slight edge over current Jokic, given how the Rockets didn't have another all-star player close to Jamal Murray's status and got better after getting rid of Dwight Howard. At least Jokic had Murray for 48 games, who averaged 21 points. 2016, no chance, 0. Steph Curry 100%, unanimous, no debates, no buts about it. But given the pace 5 years ago, teams just averaged 103 points per game compared to 112 5 years later. Based in 2021 pace, 2016 Steph Curry would easily average 33 points if he wanted to. Kawhi an easy 21, Defensive Player of the Year for the lowest 67 win team Spurs, while LeBron's stats not as high as other years, but Cleveland did win 57 games. His number similar to 27, 8, and 8 in today's pace, so Joker would be 4th that year. 2015, Jokic would have likely gotten a few first place votes, given Curry and the Warriors weren't fully established yet. 67 wins, league average only 100 points a game, 12 more points scored in today's game. Steph's numbers weren't too eye-popping, 24 a game, 4 and 8, 49% shooting, while Harden led Houston to 56 wins, tied for number 2 in the West, over 27, 6 and 7. Alongside Trevor Ariza, second option Dwight Howard missed half the season, Pat Bev only 55 games, Corey Brewer and Josh Smith late pickups, nowhere near the supporting cast Jokic currently has, even without Murray. Houston still impressively won 56 games with that squad. Individual scoring wasn't as crazy back then, with Westbrook 28.1 points led the league in scoring, Harden number 2 27.4, LeBron at 3 just over 25. With 3 weeks left in the 2021 season, 15 guys are averaging above 25 a game, and that doesn't even include superstars KD and LeBron, who missed plenty of games with injuries. Jokic would not average 27 a game 6 years ago. His scoring would be closer to 23.5 points, would likely grab the same amount of boards, 1 fewer assists. I would rank him number 3 behind Harden, but ahead of LeBron, since Cleveland won 53 games and James missed 13 games that regular season. 2014, Kevin Durant clearly deserved it, 59 wins, good for the second best record in the league, a game behind San Antonio, with Westbrook nearly missing half the season. Very different game back then, perimeter guys weren't emerging yet. Durant and LeBron 2 of the best players that season. LeBron's Heat underachieved 54 wins, but James at his two-way peak, efficiency through the roof, averaged 27, 7 and 6, nearly 57% shooting. If this current Nuggets team played in the West, they would finish anywhere between the 4 to 6 seed. Clippers with CP3 57 wins, the Rockets with Harden and Howard, Blazers Dame and Aldridge 54 wins. Jokic's Nuggets would finish around there. When people say, oh, Bradley Beal's nearly averaging 32 a game this year, that's nowhere near the same level as Kevin Durant's 32 a game MVP season. Jokic would finish behind LeBron for 3rd place and probably get 1 or 2 first place votes. His number for that season equivalent to 24.5 points, 11 boards, 7 assists. If 25-year-old Steph Curry and 24-year-old Harden was averaging between 24 to 25 a game, this version of Jokic would not be averaging 27 in 2014's NBA. 2013, no chance. Jokic of course finished behind LeBron, who was nearly unanimous, and also behind Durant. This current Nuggets team would finish anywhere between a 3 to 5 seed, not above OKC or San Antonio. Jokic would be battling for 3rd place with Prime Melo, whose Knicks captured the 2nd seed in the East. Anthony put up 29, 7 and 3. The league average was 98 points a game, 13 fewer than today's game. That version of Melo in today's NBA would easily easily average 32 points today. 2013 LeBron and Durant would also easily average 32 if they wanted to because of New York's injury with Amari and having an unhealthy roster with many old guys on their last legs. Even Melo was great enough to receive one first place vote. Jokic would likely finish 4th for 2013, slightly ahead of CP3 and behind Melo. 2012, a shortened year, LeBron best player in the game, Miami number 2 in the East, receiving most of the first place votes. Durant's Thunder number 2 in the West behind San Antonio, both very efficient, better player than current Jokic of course. CP3's Clippers finished 40 and 26, Kobe's Lakers 42 and 24, Denver right now 41 and 21, a little better record than Kobe's Lakers. Durant and Bryant, 2 of the leading scorers at 28 points. The league averaged 96.3 points that season, lowest since the 04 year, slowest pace since 2006. Who knows if the NBA league average would ever get that low again. The Melos, Dirks, and Aldridges of the world were averaging between 21 to 23 points. Kevin Love 26 a game, empty stats for Minnesota. I would project this current version of Jokic to average around 22.5 a game, 11 boards, 7 dimes. Because of his efficiency, I would rank him slightly above Paul for 3rd place, but behind KD and LBJ. 2011, Derrick Rose far and away the MVP because his team won a league best 62 games despite not being the best player or anywhere close. The regular season winner of the award doesn't mean the guy's the best player or even top 3. Based on the circumstances, the league's average almost at 100 points. Nobody averaged over 28, while 22-year-old version of Durant would easily average 32 today. The LeBrons, Melos, and D-Wades, Kobe, and Amaris of the world were putting up between 25 to 27 range. Even Dirk Nowitzki, who led Dallas to the incredible title run, only averaged 23 a game that regular season, and 2011 Dirk, way better scorer than current Jokic. That version of Dirk would average 29 points in today's regular season in his sleep, and anyone who watched NBA back then knows that. Aside from my scoring input, the real argument is whether 2011 Howard better than 2021 Jokic. Scoring wise, it's the Joker, but defensively, it's absolutely Dwight Howard, who was also more valuable to his team in 2011. While James had Wade and Bosh, Rose didn't have a great supporting cast given a lot of his players were hurt. The case for Dwight for MVP underratedly compelling that season, but he was only a 4 seed at 52 wins. Jokic wouldn't finish ahead of LeBron's 58 win heat either, since the Nuggets weren't going to be close to getting the number 1 seed and would likely finish the 4th or 5th spot. Jokic would finish 4th in my book. Many people argue, but Jokic better advanced stats and Rose was inefficient. That wasn't how the MVP was measured. Chicago was the most impressive storyline that season. That's why Rose wanted and deserved it, like it or not. Analytics and efficiencies wasn't measured to a high degree 10 years ago. Bryant's Lakers at the end of the day did win 57 games, number 2 in the West. Jokic's Nuggets would be a little short of that. That's why he wouldn't get that many MVP votes. This version of Jokic back in 2011 would average around 23, 10, and 7. Based in the last 10 seasons, Nikola Jokic 2021 will not have won any single MVP in my opinion, and finish in these spots as I provided here. Given his team being the 4th seed in the West, only something out of the ordinary like Westbrook averaging a triple-double that's not a top 2 seed would win the award, while the others with the 1 seed like Rose and 2015 Curry didn't have the best stats. But having a superstar player with the best regular season team will always get high MVP considerations. This just goes to show how weird the 2021 regular season is. It's an absolute travesty. The MVP will be decided by which superstar wasn't injured and didn't miss time. If Embiid played 10 more games as a top 2 seed in the East, he would clearly win the award over Jokic, but missing around 20 games, way too much. No one knows if Joel will ever be able to play 90% of games in the full regular season ever. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do you guys have any other cases for any other players to possibly win 2021 MVP that's not named Nikola Jokic? Let me know in the comments below. I am so confident Nikola Jokic has already secured the MVP award if he doesn't win the 2021 MVP. The first person to DM me on IG at WilsonSide93, that's unless if Nikola Jokic somehow doesn't win this MVP award, the first person to DM me will win a free jersey of the MVP winner of 2021. That's if Nikola Jokic doesn't win regular season MVP. So best of luck with that. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more content, more good stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.